The purpose of the Mars Society is to further the exploration and settlement of Mars. We do this through three methods. First of all, conducting public outreach to spread the vision. Second, attempting to influence the political class to support government-funded Mars exploration projects. And third, launching privately funded projects of our own. Starting small, we intend to use the credibility gained by initial projects to mobilize larger resources to do ever more ambitious projects, eventually enabling privately funded robotic missions to Mars and ultimately human exploration and settlement of the Red Planet. The Mars Society's current objective is to conduct a one-year simulated Mars exploration mission in the Canadian Arctic at our Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station. The mission, known as Mars Arctic 365, or MA365, will be the first full dress rehearsal of a long-duration Mars exploration simulation mission ever done, and it will be done in one of the most Mars-like environments on Earth. The project consists of two phases. The first phase has already been done in the summer of 2013, and that has been to prepare the station for use in winter operations. The second phase will be the actual year-long mission, which will begin in July 2014. We need to raise approximately $1 million to fund this operation. Our key leverage is our membership, which includes thousands of talented people willing to donate their time to further the cause. Over 800 people have served in the crews of our Mars Desert or Mars Arctic research stations, and about 200 more in mission support capacities, providing gratis work that would have cost millions of dollars to purchase. Our activities have generated press coverage in major media, including the New York Times, CNN, NPR, the BBC, the Discovery Channel, Chinese, Russian, and Japanese national TV, as well as numerous internet outlets. This allows us to reach billions of people at very little cost instead of paying vast sums for advertising. The dedication, talent, and energy of our membership are critical to our success. Our members possess incredible technical expertise and an astounding commitment to our cause, giving us a pool of talented individuals to collaborate with. Additionally, we conduct our research in sites on Earth that mirror the Mars environment as close as possible, the American desert and the Canadian high Arctic. We measure success by the number of people we inspire to become active, by the number of students we inspire to take an interest in Mars exploration and science and engineering more broadly, and by the pro-space exploration media we generate, by the projects we accomplish, and by the space programs we help to create or save from destruction. One thing that is not commonly known is that none of our leadership or staff takes any salary from the organization. We're an entirely volunteer-based organization, so that all funds go to pay for actual project expenses and none to internal organizational overhead. Additionally, people might not realize the extent to which our work aims to mimic conditions on Mars. It's one thing to walk around a factory test area in a new spacesuit prototype and show that a wearer can bend down and pick up a wrench. It's another entirely to subject that same suit to 2 months of real field work in a Mars-like environment such as the high Arctic. The Mars Society constructed and has operated 2 Mars Analog Research Station sites, one in the desert of Utah and the other in the Canadian high Arctic. Each year, dozens of researchers, students, and scientists visit the Mars Desert Research Station in Utah to experience some of the challenges that living and working on Mars would entail. The Arctic Analog site is even more realistic as it imposes the challenges of isolation in the Mars equation. We've also played a role in political fights surrounding the space program, with our most important accomplishments being assisting in achieving a sharp increase in the funding of the robotic Mars exploration program and creating the Mars Scout program in 1999 and 2000, reversing NASA's decision to abandon the Hubble Space Telescope in 2004, and defeating the proposal to terminate the Curiosity rover in 2008. In addition, we have provided a venue to democratize the effort to send humans to Mars by holding conferences and publishing books in which hundreds of people have been able to present their ideas on how to advance Mars exploration. We've also directly inspired students to take a greater interest in space, science, and engineering by holding engineering contests such as the University Rover Challenge held every spring in Utah. The main challenge we face is creating a coherent space program in the United States directed towards a real and defensible goal. The American space program needs a definite goal, and that goal needs to be humans to Mars. The main vulnerability we have as an organization is lack of funds, which forces us to do everything on a volunteer basis. That makes us very efficient as an organization, but we could accomplish a lot more if we had a better financial foundation. Additional resources would permit us to conduct our Mars Arctic 365 mission in 2014, the most realistic long-term Mars mission simulation ever conducted to date. Experimenting in the Arctic is costly, but the information we can gain from such a study would be incredibly useful for a long-term Mars mission. Funds beyond that would allow us to hire full-time staff, thereby allowing us to greatly expand and professionalize our efforts. We would like to expand and deepen our Mars Analog Research Station program. We'd like to proceed further and conduct research in space, particularly in the area of the effects of partial gravity on mammals, both those born on Earth, as astronaut Mars explorers would be, and those born on Mars, as future Martian settlers would be. This is an area that all the world's government space programs have entirely neglected, but which is absolutely necessary if we are going to understand the challenges of expanding humanity into space. We'd like to greatly expand our educational outreach with more engineering contests for college students and Mars science fairs for youngsters.